Hello one and all, I'm Sam from Seen Through Glass. Now since arriving here in LA, I've noticed a number of differences between driving in the US and driving in the UK. Seeing as Trackworthy have just hooked me up with this awesome Cadillac CTS-V, I thought I'd take an American car on some American roads and talk you through some of those differences. Now the first difference is probably the most obvious. For me right now, I'm sat on the wrong side of this car. Because in the UK, we sit over there on the right-hand side. And obviously in the US, and quite a lot of other countries, you sit on the left. And to be honest, it's not that weird and it doesn't take that long to get used to. However, the first few days of any trip to the US, I often find myself approaching the passenger door instead of the driver's door. You get in, you're like, where's the steering wheel? Is this some kind of Tesla automated drive car? No, it's just me being thick. But apart from those embarrassing moments, it's really not that weird. The pedals are all the same. It does get a little confusing when you're in a manual car. We're in the CTS-V now, which has an 8-speed automatic, so apart from putting it into drive, I don't have to do much. But if we were in a manual, I'd have to be shifting gear with my right hand, and in the UK, you shift gear with your left hand. And I'm very good at shifting gear with my left hand, but I'm really not good at shifting gear with my right hand. So Trackworthy, please do not give me any manual cars. It will just make me look like a total tit.
Oh gosh.
The second main difference really ties into the first. The reason that I'm sat on the left-hand side of this car is because you guys in the US drive on the right-hand side of the road. In the UK, we're one of the very, very few countries that drive on the left-hand side of the road. And being on YouTube, the amount of people that are like, oh mate, you're on the wrong side of the road. We're not! In the UK, we drive on the left. But I freely admit that most other countries drive on the right. Again, like the approaching the passenger seat thinking you're gonna drive, the first couple of days, it is all too easy to pull out of a junction or your driveway or an event onto the wrong side of the road. And that can be an interesting moment for everyone involved. Once you get over those two fundamental differences, it gets into the more intricate stuff. And the main thing which blows my mind, and I just still don't understand to this day, is stop signs. I've now been in America for about a week and I still don't know what I'm doing. I don't think they make sense to anyone. It's this weird thing where, okay, in the UK, a stop sign is a stop sign, but you get them occasionally on sort of really hairy junctions. Here, there seems to be a stop sign on every corner, and what it appears to me to mean is that everyone comes to a grinding halt and stares at each other. It's like some kind of weird Russian roulette as to who moves first. Like there's no logic to it. Everyone just stares at each other. You want to go? No, you go. No, you go. Even when it's like people traveling in the opposite direction and it's completely clear to just pass by each other, no one moves. Don't even talk to me about when like 4 cars turn up at the same time. Then it's like some kind of weird, horrible time conundrum where you're sat there for like 30 minutes not doing anything. What does that mean? The next thing, turning right at red lights. Now I realise that this is kind of state specific. I mean, if you turned right at a red light in the UK, you'd probably be shot by the Queen. But here in the US, I was like, yeah, go. The first few times I drove in America, I put up at a red light, was a law-abiding citizen, stood my place, beep! I was like, what? And then everyone's just turning right at red lights. I mean, it's very strange for me as a British person, but also quite exciting. I feel like some kind of like illegal rebel, some kind of gangster, I'm just gonna run through red lights, but actually it's legal. He went for it, red light vibes. What a joker. We've got another one, look, YOLO! Just makes no sense to me. And the final point, highways, or motorways, or freeways, whatever you want to call them. In the UK and in Europe, there's a very set formula to motorways.
Here are some motorway driving tips from a police advanced driver.
There's a slow general lane that people use, and there's an overtaking lane. So if you catch up with another car, you overtake them and then you move back to the slow lane. And in the UK, we have 2 overtaking lanes. So you can overtake a car overtaking and then everyone moves back to the slow lane. At least that's how it's supposed to work. In the US, it is a madhouse. Everyone just does whatever they want. People are undertaking, overtaking, sitting on your tail, beeping, going, move! It's terrifying. I literally sit there at about 40 miles an hour as everyone rushes past me, not wanting to move. It is a major difference, which is probably, for me, the scariest difference between the US and the UK. So there we go. Those are what I think are the main differences between driving in the US and driving in the UK. If you think I missed any, make sure you comment below.